Alright guys, welcome back to another Roddy's Reviews. Thank you to all the new subscribers who are now on the channel. We are so close to 200 as of the recording. We could hit 200 right after this video, so we never know. I'm going to do my best to keep trying to crank out content for you guys, whether it's long form videos, shorts, anything that I can do to really give my opinion on a lot of these things going on. I just finished the episode of SmackDown. We just finished that. Not a terrible show. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than Raw. But I will say the 3-hour shows are just, they're long, man. Like for real, like the 3-hour shows can be just a lot on just mentally just watching that much wrestling at one sitting for like a SmackDown. You know what I mean? Like for nothing crazy. It's not like I'm watching a sorry, my computer. It's not like I'm sitting here watching a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? I'm watching a regular episode of SmackDown. It could be a lot. But before I get into that, I wanted to talk about a lot of the releases that have happened before the episode of SmackDown occurred. So I posted a short as soon as I found out about them. And since I posted that short, a lot more have came out since then. So obviously we talked about the Wyatt Six are now gone. All of them are gone. All of them. They're all gone. Andre Chase, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, all those people were previously reported to be gone. We have more in now, and I want to go through the lower level people right first. No offense to them, of course. They're amazing talents. Tyra May Steele, I believe she was about to get called up. I genuinely remember hearing her name, and I thought I had seen some of her work, but I'm pretty sure she was going to be called up to NXT at some point to, like, you know, start being on the show. So I'm kind of surprised by that one. Serena Linton, Tyson, Tyreek, I'm not sure who they are, no offense to them. Chris Allen, Malik Blade, Trill London, and Luca Crucifino. I'm not sure who those people are. I'm assuming they're NXT or Evolve talent, which it is unfortunate for someone to be cut so early in their career. But the great part about this is that you could bounce back, go to the indies, make a name for yourself. Multiple people have had to do it. They've had to get cut from WWE, go to the indies, make a name, come back. Like Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Matt Cardona, just to name a few guys off the top of my head that have had to do that, and you see where they are now. The ones that have actually irritated me, I mean, most of these have irritated me, but I've understood them. So Santos Escobar was also cut. Kind of surprising. I thought he was going to be very prominent on AAA, but I guess not, so there's that. Apollo Crews doesn't really surprise me. He hasn't been on TV a lot, and if he was on there for maybe a small 2-minute segment, so that doesn't really surprise me either. But they were showcasing him a little bit more, so I figured he was going to get some TV time, like more like in matches, but I guess not. Motor City Machine Guns have been reported to be cut. They got released, and that is surprising, being that they were such a huge part of the tag division, in my opinion. They were a huge part of the tag division, and it sucks because we lost 2 very good teams for the tag team division, and it's like, okay, but without them, who's really a tag team on SmackDown now? Who do we have now? You know what I mean? So the SmackDown tag division took a big hit, very big hit. Those guys are legends in their own right, and they deserve way better than that, in my opinion. Some other ones that really irritated me were Apollo Crews. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega were released. This one is stupid to me because, like, Aleister literally did not re-sign with AEW so he could sign with WWE, which is great for him. But it's like you brought him back to release him. He was back for what, a year maybe? A year? Something like that? And not only that, you were having him beat guys like Sami Zayn and Randy Orton, and why were you giving him these big wins if you didn't have any plans for him? What was the point in doing that? Like, I really thought him and Randy were going to have some legitimate feud, and they never pulled the trigger on it just to release him. It's dumb. Then, Kairi Sane? Are you serious? Bro, Kairi was literally in the middle of a storyline with Asuka and Io. What was the point in releasing her? What does that do? Like, why are we doing these things? And I get it. It is a TKO thing. It's not a Triple H thing. I know for so long we blame Triple H for the booking of the shows, for this, that, and the other. We blame Triple H a lot. It's not that man's fault. I think he can only do so much. His hands are tied to a degree. TKO is running everything, and they're running it into the ground. That's another video for another time, but right now I'm very irritated because the Wyatts could have been something new and fresh for WWE, but instead we're more worried about having celebrities on our show like Pat McAfee, Jelly Roll, Lil Yachty. Like we're worried about having celebrities and streamers like Logan Paul and IShowSpeed on our show instead of getting the talent that has busted their ass to be there and have worked hard to get where they are. We're more leaning towards celebrities and streamers to fill and entertain the crowd. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. And I get it. WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment, but they are relying heavily on the entertainment aspect right now instead of the wrestling. And I think that it's showing that TKO is very money hungry. And if I'm being honest, I think TKO is going to do as much as they can before things start running into the ground. Then they're going to sell it back off to somebody else. So you know who's going to buy it? Saudi Arabia. That's who the fuck's going to buy it. Who wanted it in the first place. It's like we're doing all of this for no reason. And the people in Saudi are so out of touch with current wrestling that it's like, what are, like, I legitimately cannot understand the decisions we are making, like the decisions that they are making and what they are doing to the product and the show and the company. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. But that was my rant. Let's get into SmackDown, guys, man. So for me, SmackDown wasn't bad. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than Raw, personally. So we started the show off with Jacob Fatu coming out, talking a little bit about what happened on Monday with him and Roman. Then we have the Usos come out, and, you know, Jimmy's like, yo, you know, we can fix this, bro. We can fix this. We can do this. He's like, you know, instead of going for Roman, you can go for Cody Rhodes, who is down, he's hurting, and has nobody next to him. This would be the perfect time to go for Cody Rhodes and get that title that you want. And Jay was like, no, 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 no. He said, it's too late for all that. He called his shot. He opened his mouth. You are in the deep end now. We're going to see if you swim. You did this. You stand in it. Let's see if you sink or swim, pretty much. So I did like how Jay said that. And he gave him a little bit of tips on like how to gain Roman's respect. And then we had Solo and the MFTs come out. And Tama Tonga was like, you know, why are we out here wasting our time with him when he's supposed to be fighting Roman? He can't beat Roman because he can't even beat you. Which in turn set up a main event match for Jacob and Solo later in the night. The segment wasn't bad. It was okay. Then we had Tiffany versus Julia for the U.S. title. This wasn't bad either. The match was okay. Tiffany defeated Julia. She is the new U.S. champion. Not too much of a surprise. Then shortly after that, we had Paige and Brie Bella come out to celebrate, talk about their win, and do a little bit of that. And then Charlotte and Alexa interrupted them, which turned into a tag match. The tag match was actually going decently until we had the debut of Fatal Influence, which was very good in my opinion. I love the way they showcased them. That, to me, that was a very prominent part of the show, was Fatal Influence's debut. A huge part of the show. Great way to debut them. The match ended in DQ, of course. We then had another segment about Royce Keys, showing a little bit about his personal life, background, things like that. As much as they are giving him in like filmed segments, I'm assuming they are going to push this man to the moon in some way, shape, or form. Because there's no way bro's getting this many like segments and like filmed and everything like this without going anywhere. You know what I mean? There's no way they're doing all this for nothing. But then again, with the way things have been going lately, nothing surprises me anymore. So they could very well fumble him for all I know. Cody came out. He had a little bit of promo and pretty much said he survived Randy Orton. If anybody else wants a shot at him, whether you're on NXT, Raw, SmackDown, come get the smoke, pretty much. I'm going to just keep it short and simple. That's pretty much what Cody came out and said. He kept it really short and sweet. Next, we had a WWE Tag Title match with Damian Priest and R-Truth going against the MFTs, JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. Priest and Truth retained. I wasn't surprised by this. The match was a little slow for me personally, but it wasn't a terrible match. Not bad. We then had another segment with Danhausen and Miz. Those two have been such a highlight of SmackDown, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are hilarious. And I think this is a testament to Miz as a talent, bro. He can adjust in any situation, bro. He works in anything, whether you want comedy, humiliation, serious, championship grinding, like anything you put Miz in, he excels in it. I think to this day, Miz is still underrated. And in my personal opinion, I believe Miz is the greatest Intercontinental Champion ever. I know Gunther had his run, but when everything was down and we had no world champion at some points, the Miz made that IC title mean something, bro. I think Miz is the greatest IC champion ever. That's just a personal opinion of mine. No, someone in the comment section is gonna be like, "You're crazy." Probably, but it's the fact that you can't deny how good Miz is, bro. You can't. We then had Trick Williams' U.S. title celebration and his segment. He pretty much came out and said, you know, the U.S. Open Challenge is over. I'm not just gonna be handing out title shots. If you want it, you have to earn it. And then we had the Gingerbread Man attack Trick Williams, who was Sami Zayn inside of the suit, and he got a lot of boos. A lot of boos. Not very surprising on my end. I'm not surprised that he's getting booed right now because I think everyone is over Sami. I think that to me, he peaked when he turned on Roman. He peaked. And as a Roman fan saying this, they should have called an audible and they should have had Roman, fight Sami at WrestleMania, and he should have been dethroned there, personally. That's just what I think. But regardless. We then had a Rhea promo celebrating her title victory as well. A lot of promos tonight. Too many. Rhea promo that was interrupted by a Fatal Influence as well. That led into a match with JC Jane. And JC had an incredible debut and an incredible match with Rhea. Oh my God, it was insane. Props to her. I love the way they debuted Fatal Influence tonight. Gave me vibes of a Undisputed Era situation. So props to them for that. I love the way they booked them tonight. We then had a Usos and Jacob segment backstage before the match. Usos are pretty much saying, you know, we got your back tonight. Jacob's like, I don't need y'all's help. Do what y'all got to do. He's like, go on somewhere. I don't need your help. They're like, all right, whatever. Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa had a segment backstage as well. And Charlotte was very pissed off about Fatal Influence getting in their match tonight. So Charlotte was pretty much like, look, I'm getting JC next week, and I'll take care of her. Unlike someone tonight, looking at Rhea. And I'm just like, bro, we're about to shake up the women's division big time with this Fatal Influence debut, bro. It's about to get very good, I think. I have very high hopes for the way they're heading right now. We had another look at Brock Lesnar's career. It was the same promo from Monday, I believe. Shout out to him if he really is retired. Thank you for everything you've done. Hats off to you. Amazing career. Ricky Saints is debuting next week, and Blake Monroe is also coming soon. So a lot of NXT call-ups this week, bro. We've had at least 6 to 7 call-ups this week, bro. Amazing. Then we had the main event, Jacob versus Solo. Nothing too crazy. You could tell they were cutting down on time. Jacob won. The MFTs jumped him afterwards. And the Usos came to start helping, but he cleared house and took care of it himself. And he looked at them and said, let Roman know I'll see him on Monday. So they're making Jacob look like a very credible threat again, instead of making him look a little bit weaker, and not weaker, but a little bit more vulnerable than he's looked in the last 6 months. So he's looking like a credible threat again, and I like the way they're doing that. I want to see where they go with him and Roman and how they book that. But that's SmackDown, not a terrible show. I give it probably 6.5 to 7 out of 10 maybe. I liked it better than Raw personally, but not bad at all. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments about SmackDown or anything that you've seen that you enjoyed, drop down in the comment section. And until next time, I'm Roddy. Deuces. You guys have a great day.